Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. And the first thing I wanted to look at, that was something here in the Dutch media. Of course, something brilliant. What else can you expect? But they want to tax, this is an advice from a climate commission, obviously. They want to tax meat and dairy. So there should be extra taxes on meat and dairy. Well, this is brilliant, of course. It really shows you how do you say this? They're openly showing this agenda now. So to me, this feels like a white hat operation. So I wanted to just take a look at it. I thought it was hilarious because more and more things are coming out. They obviously don't want you to eat meat and dairy. They want you to eat the replacements and of course the bugs. That's what they want you to eat. So the cards I got were very interesting. We have the Fool. That's the card above. The central card is the Knight of Cups. Then we have the High Priest in the past. We've got the Tower underneath the central card. And for the future, near future, we've got the Four of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So to me, this feels like a yes. This is a white hat operation, so to speak. I think they're the ones just bringing this out in the media to show what the dark energies wanted. This is from the past. So they obviously, this was part of their agenda. They want to take over our food production. And this is not just happening in the Netherlands. They want to take over worldwide the food production. They want to get rid of the farmers. They want you to eat the bugs. They want you to eat all those packaged stuff that they make, which obviously is just meant to sustain you, but not for your health. It's really to keep you in a very low vibration. That was their intentions. And I think this is being brought out now so people can see. It's very important that they actually experience it. Because if you tell people, they will not believe you. And this is actually to show people. This is like this cup is given. So this is to show people what's going on, what's been going on. And this it's part of this collapse. It's part of the collapse of that narrative of the climate. More and more things are coming out, and let's face it, it's just nonsense. They're using the climate to control people. They're using it for their agenda to bring out all this stuff and then claim that that's healthier and better for the environment. But it's all collapsing, and this is part of the collapse. And people are not going to fall for it. This is not going to happen. This is the cup that's been given, like, yeah, we can tax meat and dairy. Yeah, no one's going to accept that. This is like, yeah, we're not going to go that way. So this is obviously just an advice, but this is going to, have people reacting towards this. You can just feel like, no, we're not going to do that. So like I said, this is to me a white hat operation. And what I mean by that is that they bring out certain stories to show people the other side and make it very extreme, almost make it like in a ridiculous manner. Because why would you only tax, for instance, meat and dairy, and why not candy or soda? It's very interesting, the things they choose. But it's also about a different way of looking at food. We're really returning back to nature, to that pureness. The Fool is like this childlike wondering about the world, this pure feeling, pure connection. And that is what we need to focus on. Foods that are good for us, that are quality foods, pure. And that's also where we're heading, towards this new world where we will live in harmony with nature and a different way of looking at food. And ultimately, I do believe the more spiritual, let's just say, the more we are already spiritual. It's not like we have to become more spiritual. We have to remember how spiritual we are. But the more we work with our energies, the less food I believe we require. But this is really the return to innocence, which is obviously also a song, but it's really the return to pureness also in food. Really try to get good quality food, or really food that sustains you in a way, but to help your body instead of, the lower frequency the dark energies want us to live on. All these things in the supermarket, most of it is just fabricated crap, so to speak. It's really not... It's not food. You can't even say that it's food. So really look at also what are you eating? What are you putting in your body? Is it really quality food? Or, I still recommend buy things from the farmers if that's possible. Here in the Netherlands, there are many addresses you can go to, or from markets. Just make sure that you buy, things that are good for you, that are pure in a way, that feel good, and try to avoid the supermarket as much as possible. Of course, if the budget it also of course depends on your budget, but try to be very mindful about what you eat and what food you put into your mouth, because that's really, the dark energies really tried to put a number on that. They've really been trying to get us as sick and low vibrating as possible. So this is the at least the energies and the cards I got for the climate tax on meat and dairy here in the Netherlands, which is not going to happen. Let's face it, this is not going to happen. So people are not going to accept that. The second thing I looked at was a reaction someone placed under a video of mine, and it was about Sweden, and that Ericsson, that's a company, a Swedish company, I've heard of it, was actually a humongous player in the media, one of the biggest player together with Red Bee Media, which is part of Ericsson. So I just wanted to, take a look at that. I didn't know anything about that, but it's very interesting. Because Ericsson is a humongous company and they are involved in 5G, in AI, and IoT, that's the Internet of Things. It's about creating smarter cities, transport systems, and industries. So they really are way in, especially part of the World Economic Forum. The Red Bee Media, they've worked with, or I think they probably have a big influence on BBC, MTV, ITV, Channel International, RTL, that's here in the Netherlands. We have Fox Networks Group, KPN, which is also a Dutch company, although I think they are probably a bit bigger than that, but they really take care of a lot of, phones and phone lines and internet. We have Dotscreen, we have Foxtel, we have a lot of companies that they work with. And of course, that is connected to Ericsson. I also looked at Ericsson, the shareholders. And of course, there was BlackRock, Institutional Trust Company, the Vanguard Group. Well, then you kind of know where they stand. And Investor AB is probably the biggest with the shares, if I'm not mistaken. So I've taken a look at Investor AB because I, to be very honest, never heard of it. It's founded by the Wallenberg family in 1916. And they are, first of all, of course, connected to the World Economic Forum. But the Wallenberg family is a family of like a dynasty of bankers, industrialists, politicians, bureaucrats, diplomats, and military officials. So they are really very far in the dark energies to me, especially when you look at the titles. Really, how do you say that you're part of the dark energies without saying that you're part of the dark energies? Just look at the titles they have. It's just amazing. The Royal Order of the Seraphim, French Legion of Honor, Order of the German Eagle, Order of the British Empire, Order of the Rising Sun, Honorary Citizenship of the United States, Order of the Double Dragon, Order of the Crown of Italy, and it just goes on and on. Order of the Falcon, Order of the Star of Romania. It just goes on and on and on. And at the end, I just see there was a part of the World Economic Forum. Jacob Wallenberg was vice chairman of World Economic Forum, and his cousin Marcus Wallenberg has been a participant. In May 2006, Wallenberg's bank, SEB, arranged a meeting in Stockholm together with World Economic Forum at which experts and policymakers discussed the financial instabilities and the reformation of the IMF and World Bank. The hosts were President Marcus Wallenberg and CEO Annika Falkengren. So they really are completely into this, and of course the World Economic Forum and the agenda. So I really wanted to take a look at the Ericsson and of course the grip of the media. So I thought that was very interesting. So I looked at that energy and what's going on with this media company. And we have first the 8 of Pentacles. We have as the central card the 10 of Wands. We have the Page of Wands in the past. We have the Page of Swords underneath the central card. And for the near future, we have the 9 of Wands and the World. So to me, this seems, especially with the Page of Wands in the past, that the Whiteheads are already working their way through that company. This is in the past. So they've been working there. So especially with the 10 of Wands, I don't think the company is doing very well. There's a lot of hard work being done there to change things and to get information out. The Page of Swords is about being very curious, wanting to know the truth. So the truth is coming out. Things are changing with that media company. There's a real big change going on there. And it feels heavy for the people working there. I think probably they've been moving around those people. I think the Whiteheads are taking over the company. This is about old pain. The things, of course, they've created, the agendas they brought out through their media, because it is a gigantic company and a lot of influence. So I do have to agree with the person actually that left the reaction underneath my video, that this is a very important company in the media, in the of course the dark media that are still trying to hold on. I think this company could be very crucial. So if this company falls, everything falls, and it will, because we have the World card. So this is like the ending of something. And of course, this new world we're heading towards, and there's no place for the lies, the propaganda, the agendas of the dark. That's going to be gone. It's going to be left behind. There's still a lot of pain. I think for the company, it's going to be difficult. For the people working there, changes will be made. But it's necessary that this is shown, that the truth is shown to the world, that people can see what's really been going on. What they'll do with it will be up to each of us to, handle that truth. Some people will be able to handle it, some won't. But there is something going on in that company. It's feeling heavy. I think people maybe at the top, maybe already left kind of. So there are a lot of people walking around like a chicken without a head, so to speak. This is the card, like this person has no clue what's going on in front of him. And I think that's the feeling. There's panic. But there's a lot of work going into this to get truth out, to change things. And that has to do with the Whiteheads. So I do think that they have already been working on this company, maybe infiltrated it or just changing things. And that's going to be very painful for the people that obviously held the power there. But it's also about showing what's been going on and the pain they've caused on humanity. All these stories, these fear-based things that they've been sending out, controlling people. We're going to leave that behind. We'll go to something completely different. I'm not sure how the media will be transformed, but it will be telling the truth, and people will be able to really see what's really going on. It will be a completely different way of showing things. And like I said, I'm not sure how the media will evolve in this new world, but it will be completely different than the system that we've had so far. So this is the feeling I'm getting, or the energy I get from Ericsson, the big media company in Sweden. And I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.